Good evening, you're with the news on headlines today. I'm Padmaja Joshi and we begin with a story that concerns every single one of us. If we are on the internet, is the U.S. government actually snooping on you online? The Indian government has now been dragged to court over America's snooping row. The Supreme Court has agreed to give an urgent hearing to a public interest litigation on the issue of the U.S. National Security Agency snooping on internet data of Indian citizens. The petition has been filed by the former Dean of Law Faculty of Delhi University, Professor S.N. Singh. The plea seeks to initiate action against internet companies for allowing the U.S. NSA to access the information. The petition demands that private companies should be prosecuted for the breach of contract and right to privacy. It also demands restraining the government from using US-based internet companies for official communications. The government too has been timid in its response. NSA Shiv Shankar Menon raised the issue with American Ambassador Nancy Powell last Monday, and India is still awaiting a response from the US. Sources tell headlines today that the matter will be taken up when US Secretary of State John Kerry visits India next week. But both the BJP and the left are unimpressed with the government's response. The opposition says that the government has failed to act tough with the US. Indian citizens online, or is it simply too timid to do anything about it? Joining us now in the studio is Karnika Seth, cyber law expert. Also with us is Sunit Chopra, a member of the Central Committee of the CPIM. But Karnika, I want to ask you first, as someone who is online very frequently, how do I know whether someone is snooping on me and it's someone as powerful as the US government?
It is very difficult technically for a layman to understand if his communications are being intercepted. There are programs like voice over internet protocol which use video conferencing. There are social networking platforms today. How safe are these is very difficult, whether there are cookies installed, there are hidden bugs, there could be Trojans, there could be other forms of malware, and it's very difficult for anybody to understand whether their communications are being intercepted or monitored by anybody. So technically this is very difficult to judge.
Mr. Chopra,
cooperate.
Look, there is a larger question here. There's no convention that India is a signatory to, the Cybercrime Convention. And where does India have a say? There are rights of privacy given to citizens here in India, and without the consent of the consumer, without the consent of government, Indian government, no third party, including any sovereign government, can intrude or intercept any communications in this manner. It has to be with consent, and that too for justifiable reasons. When there is a tangible evidence or a suspicion of some crime happening, that investigations of this sort could be made. And that has to be with consensus of the government, not something arbitrarily done.
In addition,
this is no doubt the case, because under the IT Act, we have very clear penal provisions to say that if such personal information of any consumer or any particular user is given away without his consent, then that amounts to a breach. It is a serious criminal offence as well, which is punishable with a term of 3 years and even imposition of 5 lakh of compensation. So this is something which is serious. There are civil penalties, there are civil liabilities, there are criminal liabilities as well. So it's not something which is an innocent act and can escape attention.
Resist it.
There are reasons of which might even lead to some crime activity.
Yes.
This could even interceptions by whom? We don't know who has intercepted, what piece of information has gone. There could be something very crucial to national defense.
absolutely.
It could be something which is personal to a particular user, but there could be global issues involved.
Absolutely.
So
How do we know that that information is not being sold off to anyone? All right. For now, thank you very much for that discussion. Thank you, Mr. Chopra and Karnika, for joining us in our studio. That's a story that we'll be following up on in the next few days as well. Let's see if India really takes it up strongly at a diplomatic level with the US as it has promised. Let's now move.